Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about the Nano Infusion. I'm going to talk a little bit about who needs a Nano Infusion and why we do Nano Infusion and what it entails. So the CIT pen has a sterile nano cartridge and it's available in silicone or surgical steel. I like the silicone one. It just performs a little bit better. The pyramid-like tips are microscopic, smaller than the one single strand of a human hair, and almost invisible to the naked eye. This allows for safe treatment with no downtime, as the tips don't invade the dermis, so it doesn't go too deep into the skin, so that's why I don't have to numb her with the Nano Infusion, unlike the micro needling, which would go much deeper into the dermis, which we would have to numb her for. There's thousands of microchannels per minute. It's created the top layer of the skin as the pen drives the topical treatment into her skin. So I'm going to be using vitamin C on her today, and it's going to actually absorb 97% better than if I just put vitamin C on her skin and kind of leave it there. So as the results, what we're hoping to achieve with this is as the nano tip infuses the vitamin C into the epidermis, the skin receives nutrients that help to lighten, tighten, and brighten the skin. The skin also will be plump due to the hydration infusion. We're filling out lines, wrinkles, scarring. Nano Infusion can also be used to stimulate hair growth. We can get very close to her eyes. My model today doesn't really have a lot of wrinkling around her eyes, but it does definitely softens up some of these eye issues. Again, stimulate some hair growth. We could do it right over her brows. And you know, all of that nutrients and active ingredients is going to be infused into the skin. So tomorrow she's going to be smoother, brighter, softer, and everything's going to be rebalanced. So I'm going to start by putting some vitamin C serum. The vitamin C also has hyaluronic, vitamin E, and ferulic acid. The hyaluronic is for definitely hydration. It'll hold like 100 times more weight than her normal water in her skin. So I'm going to start with that, a nice thin layer of that, and then I'm going to add to her skin when I start the Nano Infusion. There's other things you could use. You can use a growth factor, more for the older crowd, if you will, that needs a little bit more wrinkle reduction and things like that. The microneedling is also good for acne scarring, things like that, but the Nano Infusion really is more for softening and infusing the topical ingredients into the skin. So she's got a nice little thin layer of the vitamin C, hyaluronic and ferulic, and vitamin E into the skin. Vitamin E, as you know, is a good healer of the skin, and the ferulic is kind of like a lightener, brightener. So I'm going to start on a low setting. This, you let me know if this hurts. It shouldn't. I'm going to start at your forehead, and if it's too uncomfortable, you let me know. Okay. So I'm going to keep adding the vitamin C because you want to drive it into the skin. How does that feel?
Completely fine.
Okay. As I get more towards her cheeks and maybe the fattier part of her skin, I'm going to jack this up a little bit more just so I can get it to penetrate a little bit deeper. You can see how she's getting a little bit pink, and that's good because that means that the skin is reacting to the stimulation of the pen, and that means it's just driving in all of those yummy ingredients, vitamin C and all that good stuff, really deep down in there. Still feeling okay, sweetie?
Yeah, it tickles.
Tickles?
Like a cat's tongue.
Oh, okay, good. But it doesn't really hurt, right?
No, not at all.
I like to start at the forehead because it's bonier, so if people are going to be like, oh, this is uncomfortable, the rest of the treatment really won't because we're going to go away from the boniness. You see how her skin is pinking up a little bit? Again, it's just really the skin's reaction. It's going to start building some collagen for her. It's going to start strengthening her elastin. It's going to help with any of these old little acne scars that she had from picking, probably. It does all kinds of stuff. Nano Infusion is used also on like stretch marks on the belly, underneath the arms. Microneedling is a little bit better for that. On the microneedling, we use the same pen. We just use a different head. And the head of the needle head is actually got like 36 gauge needles in it. So again, it goes a little bit deeper into the skin and requires numbing. So I like the Nano Infusion. everybody can have one. I mean, unless you have a ton of acne, there's really not a lot of contraindications on who shouldn't have one. And again, product penetration is really the biggest reason to have a Nano Infusion. Still feeling okay, my dear?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take the pen and go a little bit higher, again, just so I can get up this vitamin C to penetrate much further into her epidermis here.
I have a question.
Sure.
Out of 10, how much do you feel it?
Like how uncomfortable is it?
Yeah, like out of 10, how much
1 to
does she?
Not uncomfortable at all, honestly.
Yeah. So she's not feeling any uncomfortableness, even though you're seeing her skin pink up a little bit. And that's the other good thing about the microneedling is that the Nano Infusion. So it's really not uncomfortable. Like she said earlier, it tickled a little bit in some places. But even though her skin is reacting the way it is, where it's getting pink and which is all good, that just means that there's blood flow and oxygen coming to the skin, which is all healing properties for that. I like to go underneath the chin and through the neck as well. This also is going to try to tighten some of this down here and build more collagen and elastin. And again, she's a young client, so she doesn't have a lot of issues now, but this is good preventative for, that saggy skin as well. That still feel okay underneath the neck area here? Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, you can take this all the way down to the chest if you had some chest issues. Sometimes we get some fine lines and wrinkles from sun damage and sleeping on it weird, and that kind of smooths out that as well. And these little necklines, it's just kind of part of the deal. As we get older, they get a little bit deeper. So I like to make sure I'm focusing on those as well. The redness isn't from the Nano Infusion. It's not like a sunburn. Like if you got regular microneedling, you'd have this really baked sunburn look. This is more of just pink, blood flow really coming to the top of the skin for healing purposes. She'd be able to, if she went out tonight, she'd be able to wear makeup over this. It wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be a contraindication. She could put some powder over it if she, was going out or had some plans or something. I also like to get right around the marionette lines here, or our smile lines. Mm-hmm. It just soften those out a lot as well. All right, so I'm actually I can do right up against her eye here. It might feel a little funky. You let me know if it does. Mm-hmm. But you see these little tiny, she's got very little tiny smile lines here. That's gonna smooth that out. So I'm gonna bring it all the way up. Feel okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna feel a little funky on the nose, but I'm gonna do it for you anyway. So, I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it does. I gave you all the science mumbo jumbo earlier on that. You can see, again, she's pretty pink, but not anything that isn't going to calm down in a few minutes. So it is working. I like to see the pinkness, which means there's a lot of blood flow and oxygen coming to her skin, which is going to heal everything up. And then tomorrow, all of that vitamin C and pure like in vitamin E is just going to give her this beautiful, even skin tone glow to her. So that's Nano Infusion. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, Becca's gonna put all my information down at the below, and you can ask me anything or come book with me, and we'll see what happens with your skin. Have a good day.